This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. We're kicking things off today with something we have not talked about in a while, which is a good thing. COVID. Okay, in case you didn't know, there's a new variant, BA.5. Now, that's not the dominant strain. Oh, excuse me, that is now the dominant strain causing infections. Hospitals across the country are now seeing an influx of new patients, and experts are concerned. So how worried should you be? Here to talk about it is our very own Dr. Coley. Welcome, Dr. Coley. Good to see you. Hello. So what is it about this new strain that experts are super worried about? How frightened should we be, like 1 to 10?
So this is the most contagious subvariant that we have so far. So guys, I always like to tell my mom, I'm smarter than you. I'm sure you said that to your parents too. This particular subvariant is a child variant that is smarter than the original parent variant, which is the Omicron variant. And the reason is because it can trick our immune system. So even if we've been vaccinated, even if we've had the infection before, it spreads more quickly and more efficiently. So it has this spreading advantage. Now the good news is it doesn't appear to be making us that sick. It's still acting very much like the parent variant, the Omicron variant. So at this point, I don't think there's reason for panic, but I do think we should start paying attention because it's spreading very quickly.
Yeah, I see that.
I'm paying attention. I'm definitely testing because fortunately I bought 50 tests over the course of 2 years.
50. Great.
Yeah, because so many people that I know recently have contracted COVID. So I'm just wondering, do the vaccines or previous infections offer any protection against this new strain?
Everyone I know is testing positive. It's all over Instagram, right? The good news here is the vaccines and the boosters do protect you against serious illness. But I don't want that to be the narrative that, oh, if I'm vaccinated and boosted, I have nothing to worry about. Because I had a patient who's particularly high risk, and she said to me, well, I'm vaxxed and double boosted. I can do whatever I want, right? Because it's impossible for me to catch it. In fact, quite the opposite. We know that the immunity doesn't last very long, whether it's from vaccines or from natural infection. And now this smarter variant, which tricks our immune system, actually evades our immunity better. So your risk of infection is still pretty high, but thankfully the vaccines and boosters will keep you out of the hospital.
And thank God for that. We should say thanks to the scientists for that. Well, some cities like LA, they're on the brink of bringing back indoor mask mandates. We all remember that. Should we be wearing masks? Does it depend where you live? And what will convince people to put those suckers back on?
That's a tough one. So the answer is yes, it does depend on where you live, absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the problem, guys. It's like having a blindfold on our eyes because we don't know how many cases there are right now. In fact, we think we're undercounting cases by 7 to 10-fold because everyone's doing at-home tests like Erica with her 50 tests. And if they test positive, they don't always report it. So it's hard to know where the infection is really kind of surfacing. And so my advice and my personal opinion, what I'm doing for myself and my family, if I'm going into a crowded indoor space, I am absolutely putting that mask on. And I think if you talk to people and really help them understand the science behind why we're masking, because the infection's getting out of control again, because by masking, we're going to prevent the emergence of another variant, because I know we're all tired of talking about these variants.
Right.
I mean, if you help them understand that, I do think that people will put the masks on. But do you guys wear masks when you go inside a grocery store or shopping mall?
So I've been wearing masks for like direct contact situations, like when I get my eyelashes done. When I get my longer eyelashes glued to the shorter natural ones.
I thought those were natural.
Yes, they are. I was born this way. Things like that where I'm in direct contact, then I mask. If I'm like in a situation where I'm outside and there's a lot of people, but it's like an open space, I tend not to mask.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, I think I just went to the grocery store and I didn't mask, and now I sort of was like thinking that was a mistake. But I went on an airplane and masked the whole time, airport and everything. But I don't see the difference between that and the grocery store.
I mean, if anything, in the airplane, the air is filtered and there's HEPA filters.
Right.
So I would say grocery store, you absolutely should be masking.
Got it.
Because you don't know who else is there. Close contact for sure makes sense. Outside, you can get away without it. But when you're in a congregate indoor setting, like a mall or a grocery store, lots of people could be coughing, you don't know where they're coming from. It's just safest to have that mask up.
And is the symptoms most like a cold? That's what you're seeing, right? I just want to make sure that the new variant has like a cold feeling, not like the old COVID. Am I right?
Very true. So they've actually looked at the UK. They did a symptom survey to see what people are feeling. Most commonly, it's sore throat, runny nose, sneezing, which we did not see before. We are not seeing a lot of that high fever and total body ache. So a lot of people, especially if they're vaccinated or boosted, can have those very subtle kind of cold-like symptoms that they may not realize are actually, you know, an infection.
Got it. Sneezing. Oy.
Well, let's talk about booster shots, because this fall the new coronavirus booster shots will be rolled out. So will they protect us from this new variant, and is it too late to help prevent another wave?
Don't say yes.
Well, I'm a little frustrated about boosters, honestly. I'm frustrated with our government and the CDC and their response. So yes, this fall's boosters are supposed to have BA4 and BA5 in them, which are these two smarter variants, because the FDA mandated that in June. But we need those now.
Oh, I see.
We don't need those in the fall. It's almost like we're one step behind. And I'm not quite understanding why we can't turn those over more quickly so that the people, the Americans, you know, only 67% vaccinated, half of those are boosted. So there's a huge proportion of the population that has essentially no immunity right now because it's been a long time since their last shot. We need to get them those boosters today. So that's my frustration, because I'm worried come fall we might have another variant. In fact, there's one in India called BA 2.75 that's looking like it's spreading even faster than BA5.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's talk about another virus that's infecting more and more Americans. A lot of you have been asking about monkeypox. Some experts are saying we may be losing the fight against it. What are your thoughts on monkeypox? I know New York recently put out a vaccine and it was sold out immediately. How do you feel?
You know, I feel like we had an advantage in this fight. We had testing, we had the vaccine, we knew that the infection didn't spread nearly as quickly as COVID. Despite having the deck stacked in our favor, we're not doing a great job containing it. So I think I'm not so worried about monkeypox itself, but more about the response in general of our government to pandemic preparedness and how they're sort of snuffing it out. Now, to give them the benefit of the doubt, it could be that they're distracted with COVID because we still have all these COVID cases raging and what have you. But I still think having all these things in our camp and still not being able to control the infection or the rate of spread of the infection, it doesn't bode well for how they're handling this.
That doesn't sound good.
More on monkeypox, because a lot of the news is focusing on the fact that mostly it affects gay men. So can straight people get monkeypox too?
100% yes. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. If you are in close contact with somebody who's infected and you have contact with the respiratory droplets, with contaminated clothing or bed sheets or direct skin-to-skin contact, it doesn't matter race, gender, sexual orientation, you can 100% get it.
It does not discriminate.
It does not, yes.
A lot to take in, a lot to not be panicked about. Good facts, good information. Thank you, Dr. Coley. We so appreciate that for getting a better understanding of all of this. It's all new to all of us, so having her here is great. We don't have Dr. Al Jackson, so what we have to do is get Dr. Pyle Coley. If you have a question for you would like to have Dr. Coley answer, write us on social media or send us an email to info@dailyblastlive.com. Thanks a lot. Coming up on DBL, from the real world and basketball wives, Tammy Roman is exposing cheaters in a brand new series. You don't want to miss our interview with the reality TV legend. And Ivana Trump passes away at 73. We'll share the tributes pouring in about her legacy.
Closed captioning provided by
DBL is all new every day.
Oh yeah. Hey guys. Just me says I went out in public maskless for 1 week and I decided it wasn't worth it. Yeah, I went out to grocery store and I never go to grocery stores, but I'm fighting the anxiety and I should have worn a mask. I felt really bad. It was empty and it was in the middle of a day, but doesn't excuse it. So I've really got to work on that and just be a little bit more prepared.
We're Ivana Trump.
Thank you.
4 times. Donald Trump also offered her the role of ambassador to the Republic, which she refused because it would interfere with life, and she couldn't go to Saint Tropez as much. She also made a cameo in the first Wives Club, and we have that clip.
Okay. Do you want me to call for it?
Sure. Okay.
How much time do we have to talk about Ivana?
Let's find out.
How much time?
I do. Thank you. Hey, Lindsay. What's going on?
Your eyes are so green today. 3:30.
Okay.
But if you don't feel it, because I know you probably don't have a ton to say about it.
Right.
Well, just know our audience is super familiar with
Oh
her.
yeah.
And
for
she also
sure.
did a
She
lot
was
of,
huge.
She
She was a
also,
big-
not just the Donald, but
in the 80s.
she did reality shows in Italy
And you know
and
that
the
they
UK.
broke up because he cheated with her,
Marla
Marla
Maples,
Maples.
right.
So it was quite the tabloid. She was a tabloid star in the 80s for sure. But
Maples.
just fill as much time as you can, and if you can't fill
So you
it,
can talk about
we'll
Marla
bail
Maples,
out
and they say
whenever,
that she
and
kind
we'll
of
do
made fun of
something in deep.
herself in the first Wives Club. She talked about
let's just run
getting
through
everything
whatever.
you can.
Okay, I'll connect it to that and then go to the clip.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. We share a brain.
We share a brain. Welcome back. Lindsay is joining us. Welcome.
What's going on, guys?
Well, today we're remembering Ivana Trump, who passed away in her home yesterday. She was 73. We don't have a cause of death. It has not been released. Paramedics found her at the bottom of a staircase after receiving a call of a cardiac arrest. Now, Ivana was born in the former Czechoslovakia, where she was a model and ski instructor. She married Donald Trump in 1977, and they became one of the first power couples of the 1980s. She is credited with helping the Donald, as she called him, the Donald, build his empire. Ivana and Donald divorced in 1992, but as she told ABC News in 2017, the two actually remained quite close as friends. Take a look at this.
Talk about once in 14 days. I have the direct number to White House, but I don't really want to call him there because Melania is there, and I don't want to cause any kind of jealousy or something like that because I'm basically first Trump wife, okay? I'm first lady, okay?
Whoa! Her daughter Ivanka posted this throwback photo calling her mom brilliant, charming, passionate, and wickedly funny. And Eric Trump also posted a childhood picture writing, quote, "She taught her children about grit and toughness, compassion and determination. She will be dearly missed by her mother, her 3 children, and her 10 grandchildren." Linz, what do you think of Ivana's legacy? What do you think? And what you heard?
It actually brings me back before the time when there was like a Kim Kardashian, like they were it in New York. It was like a big deal on the scene. And I also thought it was interesting that they kept that relationship going and he gave her an opportunity to be an ambassador while he was in the White House, because you would think after the tumultuous divorce that they had, there would be no communication besides about their grown children. But obviously there was still like a mutual respect and love for her to be an ambassador to where, you know, the country she was born. So.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
I think it speaks to what Ivana was saying about
jealousy.
Sorry, Ivanka.
Okay.
About who her mother was, because we know that Trump's love language is money and power, and clearly she was a part of him building that legacy. And so I think it has more to do with like, you know, the partnership angle,
right,
than anything else.
Because she even oversaw his Atlantic City Trump, I think it was Trump Casino.
The casino.
Like she actually was in the field working. A lot of people are like, okay, when somebody's a business owner that's more public and somebody's behind the scenes, they feel like the person was just there. Like, no, she was actually working as a general manager. So this woman, you know, she needs her credit where it's due. She helped build his empire, whatever you think about it.
You know that his Secret Service name was Mogul, and she made half of that. That's very, very clear. Also, she did sort of make fun of the big tabloid divorce with Marla Maples. She had a spot, if you guys remember, in First Wives Club. She's sort of cheeky about it. Take a look. We have the clip for you.
Ladies, we have to be strong and independent. And remember, what? Don't get mad. Get everything.
It's funny
funny. Very funny. It's very funny. We are wishing her well, her family. We are hoping they are sending light and love from DBL. Coming up on DBL, Tammy Roman is hunting down cheaters. We sat down with the reality star about her new series, Caught in the Act, and it looks amazing.
The cost of just about everything is going up, and we're all looking for ways to save a buck or two. Several Verify viewers reached out to us about ads they saw offering free solar panels to cut their utility bills. Larry texted us to ask whether the federal government is behind the program, as some ads claim. So Larry, let's verify. Is the federal government giving away free solar panels? Our sources are the Federal Trade Commission, the Illinois Citizens Utility Board, and the U.S. Department of Energy. We want to tell you up front that all of our sources say no, the federal government is not giving away free solar panels. In reality, many of these ads are from private companies trying to sign you up for either a power purchase agreement or a lease. These are programs where a company pays the upfront costs of buying and installing the panels, and the homeowner either pays a flat monthly fee to use the panels and benefits from the generated power, or pays for the electricity, usually at a reduced rate. As for the federal government, it does offer financial incentives for homeowners who buy their own panels. In a purchase agreement or lease, the company footing the bill for the panels gets to take advantage of those discounts. The FTC urges homeowners to carefully read any contract before enrolling in a lease or power purchase agreement, because you could end up paying more over the length of the contract than just paying for the panels yourself. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
She's a reality star OG, from starring on The Real World to Basketball Wives. Now she's got a new show where she helps people catch cheaters in the act. Earlier, we spoke with Tammy Roman. Take a look.
I'm done. I'm over with.
When lovers stray.
Hold up. Everybody put this on pause.
Tammy don't play.
We gonna get these answers today. Please welcome to the show, Tammy Roman.
Tammy, how are you? Tammy,
Doing well.
Tammy, this is Jeff from Marriage Boot Camp.
How many were you?
We might as well drown. He gets frustrated.
Could you hear me?
Hey!
What's up?
Hi!
I'm so excited to talk. I was going to keep it for a surprise.
We wanted to surprise you.
Jeff.
What's going on? I'm so excited to talk to you. Jordan said, "What's up?" We want to wish Reggie give him our best,
Yes, I would tell him, oh my God, the babies are adorable.
Thank you. Getting so big, and you're crushing life. Let's get right into this. Your new show is spicy, and you get pretty upset like we just saw in that clip we just showed. What set you off in particular?
I don't think anything has to set me off for me to say that. But, the bottom line is that couples are coming to me and they really want help. They really are in situations where they feel like there's infidelity in their relationship. I only know how to be one way, and that's authentically and genuinely myself, giving you the real when, as it pertains, as I see it. And so you come to me, I get my private investigator out there, we get the receipts, I'm going to give you the truth, and then you do with it what you will. You either want to sit down and talk to the other woman, or you want to take them both down in an undercover ambush, and I'll be there with you every step of the way, along with my relationship expert. But the bottom line is I want to empower people and help people be armed with information so that they can control the narrative of their life as it pertains to their relationship.
Beautifully said. And I just want to say, you know that from experience because your ex-husband cheated on you. And I wanted to know personally, how did that experience change you as a partner?
Listen, it broke me. My ex-husband cheating on me almost broke me. I instantly became an introvert. I started feeling like there was something wrong with me.
Wow.
It diminished my self-esteem, and I had to build myself back up. I could have saved myself a lot of headache and heartache if I had known from the beginning that this man was not being faithful to me.
Right.
Because once you invest time, energy, love, your respect, your attention on something, to find out that it's not being reciprocated is detrimental to your ability to love yourself. And so I had to learn how to rebuild and grow and evolve from that. And that is what I'm offering these people, the opportunity to hit it head on at the beginning.
Absolutely. So, Tammy, on the show, like you said, you give people a chance to have a conversation with the other person, something that was never presented to you in your situation. So going back to that traumatic experience that you just explained, what would you have said to the other woman?
I would have wanted to know if she knew about me. And I think that's the first question that is the most prevalent, right? Did you know that he was already in a relationship? A lot of times, Jeff, women, the other woman is just as clueless as you are. He's lying to both of you. And that's why we want people, the suspicious lover, to have these conversations, because when you compare notes, you find out sometimes that you both have been taken advantage of. That's why we offer the ability for them to team up so that they both can go confront him. But for me, in my situation, you know, I would want to have known, did she know about me? And if she had said yes, then that's where it would have been left. If I was on this show, that's where it was going to go awry.
Awry. This show is so layered. I'm so excited to watch. There's so much to it.
And Tammy, you're perfect for it. We ran out of time. I wish we could catch up more. She's the best. Check it out.
Amazing. DBL Nation, VH1's Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, premieres Monday, July 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, the show will air 2 back-to-back episodes each Monday night for 3 weeks. Tammy, it is a joy meeting you. I'm so glad I got to meet Jeff's friend. You seem amazing. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be right back.
Can't wait, Tammy. Good to see you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The BA.5 variant is now responsible for an estimated 65% of COVID cases across the country. So are current vaccines still able to protect us? Let's connect the dots. Right now, people have the highest antibodies about 2 to 4 weeks after they get a vaccine. And experts in the U.S. still think we are protected from reinfection for at least 2 to 3 months. Health experts say if you only got your initial COVID shots, to get boosted now. That's because with the original Omicron strain, 2 doses were not nearly as good as 3. And even with a booster, the new variants can still be an issue. Unlike earlier variants, a previous infection doesn't guarantee protection from BA.5. Experts say even if you had COVID in the last 3 months, this new variant may still be able to infect you again because the variant can better evade COVID protection. Despite that, health officials say you should still get vaccinated, saying the shots still protect against severe disease, hospitalizations, and death. And that is connecting the dots.
There is nothing I like better than finding a great deal on travel. And it turns out I'm not alone. Verify viewer Catherine emailed us to ask, is there a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket? So Catherine, let's verify. Our sources are Scott's Cheap Flights, a study by cheapair.com, and Brett Snyder, president of Cranky Concierge Travel Assistance and a former airline pricing analyst. Some studies suggest Tuesday or Saturdays are the cheapest days to buy tickets, but all of our sources say they usually rely on flawed or outdated data. For example, some articles suggest that weekends are the cheapest days to buy. Snyder points out that's based on data that tracks the average amount spent on a ticket each day of the week. Families tend to buy their tickets on weekends and usually purchase less expensive tickets. Meanwhile, business travelers tend to buy their tickets during the week, and many are less price sensitive.
A lot of the business travel, premium cabin or even last minute or whatever it might be,
those tend to be higher fares.
The end result is a study that has skewed data. Similar articles suggest Tuesdays offer the best deals, but our sources say that's also not the case. Scott's Cheap Flights explains on its site that this idea is a holdover from the 1990s when airlines used to upload special e-fares on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. These days, Snyder says airlines use sophisticated algorithms to consistently adjust fares based on demand, regardless of what day of the week it is.
This hasn't existed for years. I couldn't tell you the last time when those actually were out there in the market.
So we can verify, no, there is not a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket. So when should you book? Cheapair.com found domestic tickets are generally cheapest 3 to 15 weeks before departure. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back to DBL. With record heat sweeping across the country, chances are you aren't sleeping like a baby. Today, we've got some tips to help yourself stay cool at night. Now, these cooling tips are sponsored by Sunsetter. Before going to bed, wet your face and arms with a spray bottle. Then stand in front of a fan. Whoa! Also, soak your feet in cold water for 10 minutes, but most importantly, keep your home as cool as possible. Draw all the shades, the curtains, the blinds during the hottest part of the day, and that's where Sunsetter can help. With affordable custom features without the custom price, Sunsetter is America's #1 best-selling awning and a great way to add some additional shade to your home. Sunsetter has been an industry leader for 30 years. Call 1-800-513-6851 or visit sunsetter.com for guaranteed prices on American-made awnings built to last. Speaking of keeping cool, Law & Order, cool segue. Law & Order star Christopher Maloney famously talked about working out in the nude. Well, now he's teamed up with Peloton for a cheeky video. Take a look.
Some people think the way I work out is strange. Honestly, I don't get it. Me, I don't think using the Peloton app is strange at all. Sure, they're famous for their amazing equipment, but the app gets me motivated to do lots of different workouts.
I'm like blushing. What do you guys think? Did it make you want to buy a Peloton?
I have a Peloton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't use it like that.
I can't imagine like a raw behind on a gym mat floor.
Like when I'm naked, I don't want to squat. You know what I mean? That's not a good, right?
Honestly,
I don't get it. You know, that's a nice setup though.
Yeah.
Me?
Does he have 2 Pelotons? He's got a good gym. That's what we said about it. He's got a great gym. DBL's new every day. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Woohoo! Keep cool, everybody. Keep cool.